Artificial intelligence is changing absolutely everything. But here's the catch. With every powerful new tool comes a powerful new threat. So today, we're going to explore this double-edged sword of AI, how it's totally revolutionizing business and, at the exact same time, arming our adversaries. Okay, let's get right into it.
Think of AI like a massive forge. You can use it to build these incredible tools that push us forward, that make everything more efficient. But you can also use that same forge to craft some really sophisticated weapons for cyber warfare. It's this single piece of technology that holds both immense promise and, honestly, profound peril.
And this right here really gets to the core paradox we're all up against. On one side, AI gives businesses this amazing edge. But on the other, attackers are mirroring those exact same capabilities to create threats that are just smarter, faster, and way harder to spot than anything we've ever seen before. So let's start with the bright side, right? Why is every single business, from a tiny startup to a global giant, racing to get on board with AI? Well, the answer is pretty simple. It's an absolute game changer. Now, what's really cool is how AI is kind of a great equalizer. It automates all those tedious tasks, which boosts efficiency. It turns mountains of data into actual smart strategy, and it can provide customer support 24/7. For small businesses, this is huge. It levels the playing field, giving them tools that used to be only for the big guys. So here's the bottom line. We are way past the let's experiment with AI phase. In today's market, using AI isn't about getting ahead anymore. It's about not getting left in the dust. It's become a fundamental part of just staying competitive. Okay, so now we have to look at the other edge of that sword. The very same tech that can build up a business can also be used to tear it down. And it's creating a whole new, much more dangerous landscape of cyber threats. Take a look at this number, $25.6 million. And no, that's not a company's valuation or a lottery jackpot. That is the cost of one single, successful AI-powered fraud. So how on earth did this happen? Well, get this. An attacker used AI to perfectly clone the voice of a company's CFO. They then used that fake voice on a phone call to trick an employee into wiring a massive fraudulent payment. This isn't some sci-fi movie plot. This is really happening right now. This is the new breed of cyber threats we're facing. First, you've got deepfake impersonation, creating audio and video that is terrifyingly realistic. Second, phishing has completely evolved. AI can now crank out flawless, personalized emails by the thousands, perfectly mimicking a colleague or your bank. And third, AI can even write malware, letting even rookie attackers launch really sophisticated attacks. Remember when you could spot a scam email from a mile away because of bad grammar? Yeah, well, those days are over. Today, an AI-generated phishing attack can be completely indistinguishable from the real thing. The language is perfect, the context makes sense, and you are the target. But the danger isn't just from outside attackers using AI as a weapon. The very tools we are all rushing to adopt have their own unique vulnerabilities, creating this huge new risk from the inside. I think this quote just nails the problem perfectly. Every single time an employee uses a public AI tool, they could be accidentally feeding sensitive company data into a global model. It's like we're all part of this massive, unintentional experiment in data sharing. And this isn't just a theory, it's a real-world example. Samsung had to completely ban the use of ChatGPT after its own engineers uploaded confidential, proprietary source code right into the platform. And just like that, poof, that intellectual property was out of their control, maybe forever part of the AI's training data.
So it's a question you really have to ask yourself. When you or anyone on your team pastes a draft email, a bit of code, or some financial notes into a public AI tool, where does that information actually go? Who gets to see it?
Well, if you actually dig through the fine print, the answer is pretty unsettling. With a lot of these tools, by default, your conversations are being used to train the model. You usually have to dig into the settings to actively opt out. And once your data is swallowed up by a model, trying to get it removed is, well, let's just say technically and legally complex, which is basically a nice way of saying nearly impossible.
And it goes beyond just data privacy. The AI models themselves have these new kinds of security holes. Attackers can use something called prompt injection to trick an AI into breaking its own safety rules. They can even trick it into generating malicious code for them. And since so many AI tools are built using other third-party models, One infected model in the supply chain can poison everything that's built on top of it.
Now, you might be thinking this is all some distant future problem. It's not. According to national security experts, we are in a race against time, and the next few years are going to be absolutely critical. Let's look at the forecast.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. This is a direct warning from the UK's National Cybersecurity Centre. Their assessment is crystal clear. AI is going to lead to more frequent and more intense cyber attacks between now and 2027. They're saying existing attacks are about to get supercharged.
And this slide shows us why speed is suddenly everything. Right now, when a security flaw is found, a company might have a few days to fix it. But by 2027, AI will let attackers find and exploit that same flaw in hours, maybe even minutes. That tiny window puts everything, especially our critical infrastructure, at much, much greater risk. This whole situation is creating a really dangerous digital divide. You've got the haves and the have-nots. On one side, advanced defenders are using AI to fight AI. But on the other, you've got all these vulnerable systems, companies with old tech and small budgets that are falling further behind, becoming, frankly, easy targets. So who's actually using these powerful new tools? The alarming answer is everyone. At the bottom, AI is making novice hackers way more effective. In the middle, criminal groups are literally selling AI-powered attacks as a service. And at the very top, of course, state-sponsored actors are building the most advanced cyber weapons imaginable. AI isn't just raising the ceiling of what's possible, it's lifting the entire floor.
So, when you boil it all down, what's the one big takeaway? It's that being resilient to cyber attacks for the next decade is going to be defined by one thing: keeping pace with AI. You just can't separate cybersecurity from AI capability anymore.
Look, the promise of AI is absolutely immense, but the peril is just as real. It's a double-edged sword, and it's reshaping our world at an incredible speed. The race has already started. The only question left is, are you and your organization actually equipped to win?